Brett, welcome, buddy.
Yo, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? And everybody knows Brett Baker. He's going to help me with interviewing Bob and Robert. They've gone on and off between being the number one team in the world. You guys rock. You're everywhere. I see you guys everywhere. Welcome, Bob and Robert. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks, Tristan. Appreciate the invitation and pleasure to speak with you and the rest of the group.
Well, we're blessed to have you both on. So, Robert, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, brother. Good to see you.
So a lot of you guys know the Lucido group as Lucido Global. Damn, you guys are all over the place. What's next for you guys?
Go ahead, Bob.
We're focused on our partners right now, but we're always looking to expand into other opportunities where we find the right people. So a lot of exciting things happening right now.
Bob, where are you located right now? Where are you coming in from?
Tristan, the office is in Maryland. We're in Ellicott City, Maryland. We're here. We're all operating in 46 cities now in 2 countries, and we have about 400 team members.
What are the 2 countries outside of the U.S.?
Well, the U.S. and Canada.
U.S. and Canada. Nice. What country is next after that?
Well, Robert, what country are you looking at right now?
Hold on, let's open up a map. Where do we want to go?
Some people say Texas is its own country, so we're already in Texas. So that's 3.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. All right. We'll accept that. Robert, I love that.
We're going to go to any country that we have great talent that people want to grow their business exponentially. So we prefer a nice warm country, but any country where we can find winners.
All right.
So
I like
Antarctica is out.
Well, let's talk about scaling and growing. You guys have done it so well, and I know it's not easy because I've got a small team in comparison to what you're doing, and I'm always intrigued as to the tools that you use, the tech and the people and the systems behind it all. If we're going to dig into this as far as growth, what are the things you look at first? And I don't know whether to go to you, Bob, or Robert on this one first, but what do we tackle first when it comes to growth?
Robert, you want to start that or you want me to?
Yeah, sure. I got it. Well, first the question is, how do you grow and scale? If you ask that, and if you put that to the audience here, a lot of people would envision more locations, more agents. It's where we started the conversation today. And the question becomes, is you end all be all more agents or more profit? I sat down with the president of a very large lender, and he sat down, and when he became the president, the first thing he did was raise standards and eliminate half of their LOs. They tripled in size. And he sat down and said, I was like, that's a bold first move. What drove that? And he said, well, I believe that whether you have an agent or a loan officer doing 3 deals or 30 deals, they're going to create 3 issues for the company. And so the question is, would you rather have 400 agents doing 3 deals or 40 agents doing 30 deals? With the former, they created 1,200 issues, 1,200 problems. With the latter, they created 120. And so when you're thinking about growing and scaling, if you're only focused on growing agent count, growing head count, there's not enough emphasis put on the fact that resources are fixed. So if you have more agents, you have more mouths to feed. They spread your resources thinner and thinner. And what that means is you're delivering, unless you're willing to invest more and more money, you're delivering less value to each of those agents. So in the name of just growing and growing and the fact that it could produce more revenue, more profit, you could easily back into a situation where your productivity drops, your retention drops because you're delivering less value. And next thing you know, you have less profit. And profit isn't a dirty word. It's not, you're not greedy to want profit. Profit is the lifeblood of your company. If you care about your employees and your agents, you have to care about profit, because if profit drops, you have less to reinvest the business the next year. So if you want to focus on growing and scaling, you have to be laser focused on first and foremost productivity, and let growth in agents and locations take care of itself.
All right. Well, one thing I want to touch on before we continue is part of your growth and scalability is doing events that bring people together through offering value. And I want to really quickly here showcase something that you guys are doing, which was a surprise to me in a good way, because I've always wanted to meet Jocko in person. All right. And so Brett, check out what they're doing. Tell me if you can see the screen here that I'm sharing.
I see your screen.
All right. They call this momentum, and obviously it goes really well with Jocko, but take extreme ownership of your business on the 19th live of February. Here's where you buy a ticket, and they're only like, what, $70 if you want to meet them, $80 if you want to meet them and do the whole signing. You have a whole video here. I'm going to put up the link in the chat to all 400 people. Guys, if you're close by to Florida, I already sent this to a few people. Please do yourself a favor and stop by to this one. We'll all be there. I'll be there in person as well, sitting in the front row watching. But can you tell me the idea behind this? Because this goes to a whole nother level of growth and scalability.
Yeah, I mean, we're focused, there's 11 million job openings right now. If you want a job, you can fundamentally go anywhere. We're focused on providing careers for our team members, careers that can grow into callings. And so it's not just about real estate, and that's kind of just a cliche, but it's not just about, doing more and more transactions. It's about delivering experiences that make an impact not only on their business, but also their life in totality. And so we're really excited to have this event on the 19th with Jocko. Tickets are $79.99, but if you use the code LCA, you get 50% off. So fundamentally, it's
Awesome.
$40 to see one of the most coveted speakers. We're not making money off this. All proceeds go to building homes for heroes. So it's just a great event. We're really looking forward to it. It's just like 3 weeks away.
That is really, really cool. My question for you guys, and because I grew a large team, we're not even on the same scale. When you look at hiring new teammates, something that I talk to agents about all the time is hiring new teammates. When you guys hire a new teammate, what are you looking for? Because I know you said you're looking for production, you're looking for someone who wants to grow. What do you look for specifically in an agent when you're hiring them?
Robert, let me answer that, okay? There's 5 things that we look for. Number 1 is integrity. Warren Buffett says if they don't have that, the interview's over. Number 2, they got to be coachable. I attend probably more seminars and more informational sessions than probably anybody on the team. I'm always wanting to learn to make sure that we're better than the competition. Number 3, they're going to be a team player. Cal Ripken, who we sold his house and we were actually partners with him for 20 years. He said the most important thing is the team, not his streak, not breaking the record, but with being the team player. We've parted ways with some of our some top producers over the years who we didn't find to be the right fit. We wish them well, but it hurt the GCI and the bottom line for short term, but long term propelled us to another level. Number 4, you have to have a servant's heart. They got to be real servants. You get paid in proportion to how much you serve. And number 5 is crucial. Well, we love people with good educations, and I'm blessed that all of our children have wonderful educations. But what I'm more proud about my kids isn't just their educations, but they have the tiger in the eye. Do they have the passion? Do they really want it? If they have that, people can take their careers to a whole nother level, but they got to want it. So what we look for, whether it be a rookie or a veteran, is somebody that embodies those 5 characteristics, that want to be a part of an awesome team to help grow their business to another level. And they've got that perseverance, the passion, the persistence to overcome challenges, which we have every day in this market. And I think we're going to get more of them.
That is incredible. Okay, so a person wants to join your team. How does that process start? Where do they go? I'm trying to get you more agents. Yeah. How does that process even start? What does it look like?
I'm going to handle this 2 ways, Robert. I'm going to start off, and I'd like you to add in here. First off, we're all in the recruiting business. We're always looking for talent, whether at the restaurant where we just hired, my wife and I go to a certain local restaurant. We just hired the server. He was serving us for 6 months, and finally we said, something, how would you like to consider a career in real estate? She's now working our database, doing an unbelievable job. So we're always recruiting. So we're looking for talent at every level. even when you're not looking for talent, maybe some admin or marketing, we're looking to build our bench. So always be in the recruitment business. We're looking right now worldwide for partners that want to grow their business to levels they've not only dreamed of. And we're looking for regional partners. So we've got some high level positions we're looking for, and we have some other very important positions, but we're always looking for talent. And Robert, take over.
Yeah, we put them through a Tony Robbins disc as well as a KPA for base level qualification. We also have a questionnaire to help us filter through the process. Then we have a gentleman that runs point on that second phase of qualification. And if they pass through all these, typically they'll have a session with someone from leadership for a final stamp of approval before we'll begin that onboarding process. So we have several stages in this qualification, again, because we want people that fit those 5 criteria. And if they don't fit those 5 criteria, it's not a good match. And it's not a good match for them. It's not a good match for us.
What's really important, Brett, is I've seen operations where people say we recruited 20 this month, we lost 17, we netted 3. That's not us. We have no interest in that. My wife and I take it very personally. If somebody leaves the team, we're like, where did we go wrong? How could we have been better? It's like part of the family. So we're not in the body brokering business. We're in the helping people grow their business and help them become financially independent. And we love that. And that's what drives us to keep excelling every day.
I think one of the things that I love to hear out of what you just said is that I see so many agents that are like, I just want to grow my team. I'll take anybody I can get. And you guys are basically like, no. They fit our model. And if they fit our model, they work for us. That is something where I think if people are listening right now, they should, if they're growing a team, they should really be paying really close attention to that. That isn't something that I'm taking notes over here. You guys are,
Brett, actually, we grew to 100 agents in Maryland, not counting outside of Maryland. And people were coming to us and we were just flattered, and it was really great. We're down maybe 70 to 75 agents, more profitable, better. And we're looking for that quality. If they don't, we're being much more intentional about who we want on the team and the criteria. And one of the things, I attended a wedding once and sat next to Mo Anderson. And Mo sat down and she said, Bob, the thing I'm most concerned about is the lack of standards in our business. And that really struck a note with me, that standards, having more standards. So what we're doing is setting more standards, having more systems in place to help people along the journey, and not just, hey, get a license, come on in here. That doesn't do anyone any good. Robert said it earlier. If I had 40 agents doing 30 transactions, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to grow a team and you there are many people, as Bob just suggested, that will compromise their culture and their values in the name of, production. If you're trying to grow a team and that's your end goal, it's like letting fox into the hen house and then bringing more chickens in. You got to take care of your house. And to Bob's point, a couple of years ago, we made this determination where we helped several of our top producers find excellence elsewhere. And so we offboarded $100 million worth of production. And even though we did that, by the end of the year, we still increased our production by over 100 million. So we rerouted those resources to the people that fit our values and were willing to work in our system.
Awesome.
Brett, we actually started expansion. We in the first 6 months, we were in 27 cities. We were like, this is easy. Expanding through Keller Williams and other cities, like, this is awesome. We're going to be in 100 locations in a year. This is just incredible. Well, we quickly realized we had wonderful people, but they were the wrong partners. And we went down from 27 to 13 locations. Finding the right people that meet your criteria and don't compromise, even as nice as they are and all well-intentioned, if they don't share that same vision as you, if they're not thinking as big as you, then you need to move on, because they'll bring the rest of the team down.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Okay, so you guys mentioned resources and growth. My question for you has a lot to do with, obviously, you leverage technology. I've seen some of the stuff you guys put out. You leverage a lot of technology. When an agent joins with you, what kind of technology are you giving them? What kind of systems do you use?
Yeah, I think you want me to take this one, Bob.
I think so.
Well, let me preface it this way. So when we made that determination, in the last 2 years, in 2020, 30% of our agents doubled their income. Last year, 32% of our agents doubled their income. And we could not be doing what we're doing right now without Chime. We joined Chime, I guess, a year and a half ago now. And the stuff we have been able to accomplish wouldn't be possible without that technology. So for us, there's like 4 main tenets to how we drive productivity. The first we've already discussed, which is find the right partners. The second is technology and systems. This is the lifeblood. This is integral. It touches every aspect of your business. And so if you want to succeed in this next wave, you have to master technology. I mean, right off the bat, a study came out a couple months ago from NAR that only 27% of people use a CRM. 27% of agents, use a CRM. So if you want to differentiate yourself from all the rest right off the bat, you need to be in your CRM on a daily basis. And truth be told, it's not rocket science. You learn it, you implement it, you will have success. So when an agent joins us, the number one thing that they have to master is Chime.
Yeah. How do you go about doing that?
So, we have a training program, but the major way we do it is that if people want to join our leads program, which is very robust, very successful, we have additional standards and requirements for them to qualify in that. And so I know you guys touched on the FOMO element before. When agents see the success that all these other individuals are having, they want to be a part of that. And that's the care that we're able to use to help them grow to be better. I mean, we had one team partner that closed 30 company generated deals last year.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, so I have to take this kind of a different turn here, because I know the questions I'm going to get after this call. Like, I'm going to get a ton of messages after this call, and so I want to preemptively strike here. You are one of the, if not the largest team in the world. Obviously, you didn't do that overnight. How did you start? How did this idea form, and then how did you grow? Sorry that I'm fielding that question.
I'll jump in and share that. I was never in the resale business. For 32 years. I did nothing but new homes and land. And we were in 16 states, had 300 employees, and life was great. I was never going to be one of the people on this call, a resale agent. But then 2008 came and the market crashed.
Yeah.
Reinvented ourselves. My wife and I started the Bob Lucido Team, and we had, I think, 5, 6, or 7 people. Just started from scratch. And our goal was never to be number one in the world. That became a byproduct. Our goal was, number one, to be the most admired and respected team on the planet. And we wrote this down, and everybody knows it. Back then, when we had 5 people. Number 2 was for everybody on the team to have fun. And 3, for everyone on the team to earn a substantial income and make money. Those goals drive us every day, rather than if we're 1 or we slip down to 2, or if we're 3 or 4. Look, we're competitive and we want to do great every day. But if those 3 were to ever change, that would be more meaningful in a negative way to us than if we drop from 1 to 2 or to 3. So we started out and we started building our team. It was just going to be a local operation, and we started gathering momentum. Then we switched to Keller Williams in 2014, which was a great decision. And we grew even more agent-wise. But we saw that we were we go first class with our offices, with everything we do. We're debt-free, and we put a lot of money out there. Well, we were putting a lot of money out there and investing were people that weren't as invested as we were. So we've gone through an incredible learning curve. That's why we're probably the best partners or people to work together with, because we've walked across the minefield. And we have gone and shown what works and what doesn't work. So now with our leadership team, Carol, Andrea, Jack, Lauren, my wife, Rock, we have standards in place, and we are non-negotiable in culture or the people that we want to join our team. So we just had one of the largest partnerships in the history of Keller Williams last summer, when we had the honor and privilege of partnering with the E.D. Waters Network after they interviewed us for 3 years. And it was a lot of the things that we're talking about right now making sure that all those are in place. So we have a lot of experience, not boasting in any way, but I believe we have the best value proposition on the planet of anybody to partner with. And I believe that wholeheartedly, but we also have a lot of successes and failures that we can guide people down the path and say, you don't want to do this. We've done that. And, you know, a lot of the metrics of a lot of agents and having all that doesn't produce profit, nor does it produce more fun. It actually produced more stress, because even when the people that weren't productive were to leave, it would hurt our feelings. We're like, wait a minute, why are we doing that? We feel we know what we're doing. We're succeeding. But you can't push somebody. I knew this when I used to coach our kids in sports. And Robert played professional baseball. I used to have parents come up to me and say, Bob, would you please coach my kid, make my kids motivated as your son is, and sons, our son and Jonathan as well, play baseball, both of them. I said, no, I can't motivate your son. They said, why? He says, I can only create an environment for them to want to succeed. They have to want it themselves. And if they want it, it'll provide opportunities for them to grow even more. That's what we do in the real estate business, is we provide opportunities for people to have an incredible income and career.
Yeah. I'm going to go through some
He's
of
being
our
modest. He's being modest. He could have answered this in 20 seconds. He grew the second largest new land builder marketing company. He saw the crash coming. He shut it down. He started a reselling business. And that very same day, he was out knocking on doors to get his first listing. He bootstrapped it with my mom, Tracy. And that example has grown the team. And then we've merely just gained momentum and been able to leverage that. So that's the concise and direct answer.
It's funny watching you guys together. So my dad was in real estate for a long time, and I swore I would never ever get into real estate, up and down. And then watching us go back and forth, my dad will give a very good answer, like what you just gave, and then I will come in and be like, he's being modest. Let me give you the right answer. It's like, here's the direct one. I love the both of you. This is really cool to watch, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to ask some of the questions that are being asked in this Q&A. Okay, so Leslie wants to know, why Chime over Command? And I don't know if that's going to be difficult to answer, but I'm going for it.
So we use Command for certain things. We don't necessarily see them as one or the other. We have to use Command for compliance. We use Chime because we needed certain deliverables that could fit to our business. I mean, we're in 17 states now, and in Canada, we needed multi-layer hierarchies. We needed AI functionalities. We needed the ability to integrate. Chime offered all that. A big thing for us was they offered private leads. Private leads was a massive requirement for us, and it's skyrocketed our adoption and our engagement on that one factor alone. So there's a multitude of reasons why we're on Chime, but we migrated to Chime last year. Basically, we ran side by side with Chime against our old CRM for 4 months, and the results were so stark that we actually migrated every agent, every location in the next 3 months.
Awesome. And then I'm going in here and looking what Alicia asked. She asked where you get your leads from. Obviously, you have teams everywhere. You have agents everywhere in multiple countries. I'm assuming you're using a wide variety of lead generation. What do you guys do? Organic, PPC?
We do a lot.
I was going to say proprietary.
Yeah, I will tell you that a lot of people, boast about having tons of different lead sources, and to some extent, there's value in there if the lead sources are sustainable. But it's not necessarily, again, about more lead sources. It's about finding the best lead sources and consolidating your resources. So that's one of the things we've done in the last 2 years is, we found, on the surface, you can say, oh, I got a conversion off this, or I got a deal off this. And you think that almost justifies it. But really what we do is we invest in the lead sources that generate the maximum ROI that fit to our strategies. And so that's what we do. And I will say that organic leads are obviously the best leads. They're the hardest to come by. All the other lead sources fundamentally gets resold over and over again. On average each year, there's 6 to 6.5 million home sales every year, and they sell tens of millions of leads. So your lead is being resold. If you're paying for something, there's someone else paying for that same lead. Right. So if you can master your organic lead funnel, those are going to be your top quality leads.
And that is actually what I am covering in my section of this today when I get to do this. We've been organic for years, and it just for us that always worked better too. And I totally agree with you on all the fronts on that. There are a lot of people moving. It's organic's the easiest way.
Yeah, we tripled our organic closings last year.
Awesome. And I'm assuming, see, with you guys, and this is any team, anybody that's watching this, it's not just the new inbound leads that people need to worry about, right? It's staying in front of your past clients and giving a great experience.
I mean, Bob's Bob's in the trenches, so he can speak to this directly. I can speak to high level. I can say that 47% of our closings last year, company generated closings, came from leads that generated in a prior year. Okay, so that's number one database. 90% of clients say they would work with their agent again, only 12% do. That's a 78% windfall because most agents don't do the base requirements to protect their clientele, their database. If you get a client, it should be a client for life. So we do tons of things for our agents to help automate processes around database management. But Bob can talk to the importance of it because he has a very large database.
I bet. Bob, what's your take on it?
Robert's 100% correct. Driving your current business and helping our current agents, helping them to keep their clients and having repeat business. We focus a lot on that and adding value. One of the things we've done on our lead program is better follow-up systems in place. We found that a lot of people have a lot of leads, but then they would have cancellation rates on their appointments. Our cancellation rate, I think, Robert, was only 5% on our leads generated through our ISA team. So we have high quality leads conversion, and we treasure that business and working your database. And we could have a whole seminar just based on database. I don't think I really did a great job with database over the years. I think I thought I did, and I would, we had programs to keep in touch with the clients, but I've become very intentional about what we're doing now. So we've hired, just for my wife and I's business, a full-time person to do nothing but our database. So we have a specific program of contacts, events that we're doing, and it is working beautifully. And then tie that in with social media, and it's growing exponentially. So I'm really excited about it. So I encourage everybody here, focus on your database, have a plan, get intentional about it. Because that is where your long-term and intermediate-term business is going to come from.
Yeah, I do want to know. Okay, so and this, you may have this answer off the top of your head. If you don't, I totally understand. You have a large team. About how many deals did you guys do last year total across all of your teammates?
Just under 3,000.
Just under 3,000. So the next question that I'm going to ask you,
sales,
sales side. Yeah. Okay. My next question that I have for you is, I wanted to ask that question before I ask this one, because I want people that are watching this to have an understanding about the answer you're probably going to give. If you were to give one piece of advice, I'm going to ask you both individually. If you were going to give one piece of advice to a new agent that was getting into the market, what would it be? And so, Robert, I'm going to start with you, and then I'm going to go to Bob, because I think I'm going to get two very different answers.
Probably are, and he's probably going to give you the better answer. I would say, obviously, master your technology, in my opinion, because, Bob, to his point about how he didn't do, a sufficient job in protecting his database. Well, he didn't have the technology when he was getting into the business then. Right. And so if you start with a bad foundation and you just continue to layer on top of it, obviously things get really precarious. So that's where I would start. I mean, I can look and I can give you tons of statistics, but if you're able to master your database, you're going to massively increase your technology. You're going to massively increase your business.
Yeah. You and I would have a fun time doing data stuff together. Data's my baby. So one of these days we might have to do that. Bob, what's your take on it? What would be Robert,
hold on. Before I hand it to Bob, so you master technology, but you got to use the technology. Technology is a tool. And so my number one thing would be, stop being afraid, pick up the phone, talk to people. You never know where an opportunity is going to come from. And so I think people look for reasons not to do things. And this is a relational business. You can't hide behind your social media. Everyone just wants to do social media right now, and very few are highly effective at building an audience. At the end of the day, you need to be really effective at communicating with people, and you need to put yourself out there.
Could not agree more with that. Bob, what do you think?
A couple of things. First off, Robert is correct with technology. I'll let everybody know technology is not my strong point. You need to find out who you are, whether you're an investor. I know who I am. I'm a rainmaker. I find properties to buy and invest in. In business, you need to know who you are. And I'm not a technology wizard. So what do? I hire some of the best technology people around and best technology platforms and let that go to work for me. What I am very competent, very comfortable with, and I would encourage any new agent on this call, or if you're going to be coaching new people, want to be careful of the people getting in the business, making sure that they really want this, because this business will eat you up. It's fun, but it can also be very tough. I would say to the new people coming in, number one is, I would say join a great team. If you come into a brokerage and you're an individual agent, I think it's kind of like, I think it's a good chance of getting lost. So I think joining a great team, interview teams, and make sure that you're partners with a team. It's not only lead opportunities, but it's training, support, tools, and name brand recognition. Any of my partners and team members in our company here, rookie, or can go in and get any listing tomorrow using our brand and our name. So leverage a team, number one. Number two, I would encourage you to hire a coach. Have a coach to work together with you to lay out your plan and hold you accountable. If you can't hire a coach, maybe share a coach with someone else, or be a part of accountability groups in your office. But have a plan. Most people don't have a plan. They come and they go, okay, what am I going to do now? So be very intentional with your lead gen, with your social media campaigns. What are you going to do? How many open houses are you going to do? Have your plan laid out. People, I ask them, what are their goals? I want to make 100,000. I'm like, great. How are you going to do that? I'm not really sure. So guess what? You're not going to make 100,000. But if you want, I'll show you how you can make 200,000. But let's have a plan. They go, okay, I'm really interested in that. But we're going to have a plan. So I'm more about showing you the activity, have activities planned. So when I set my personal goals, I set the goal, but then I list the activities. If you don't have your activities listed here, it's just a wish. It's not a real goal.
Sure. There is a question on Facebook, and I'm gonna ask this one too. This person is thinking about, like, they're starting a team. Where is your first hire? You guys have built a very successful team. Where was your first hire, and where would you suggest people make their first hire?
Depends on where they are. If it's just themselves, they need to. My opinion, they need to hire an assistant to work to delegate. Like, I have 4 listing appointments after this call. Every listing package, the comps, the details, everything are being prepared right now by my assistants. I don't touch any of that. You need an assistant to help you with preparing all your marketing material and interviews and helping you to get to go to the next step. So take baby steps. And first off, I would hire an assistant. So you can delegate all the other stuff and do what you're best at. I don't touch a piece of paper after 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm not really on the computer after 9 o'clock. I'm belly to belly, face to face with prospects or potential new partners all day long. Yeah. Too many people get tied up on social media during the day. Look, real estate is a contact sport. People need to see you, meet you. I mean, Zoom has been great to be able to have this, but I prefer much better to meet people face to face so they can see me.
Sure.
And I'll encourage everybody here, the more people you go face to face with, belly to belly every day, you increase your chances of success.
Yeah. Robert, I have a question for you, because no one has asked this yet, but I'm going for it. What would you say an agent should be looking at data-wise when they're analyzing their business?
So a lot of the questions have come in about leads. Where do you get your leads? We believe that leads are a cost. If you don't convert those leads, it's done nothing for you but cost money. You need to convert it to the settlement table, at which point it becomes a credit. So I think needs to be a lot more emphasis put on business generation, which is everything that happens after you buy the lead or after you capture the lead. So for me, and what we would watch on a daily basis are our conversion rates through that sales funnel, from contact to qualified lead to appointment to agreement to under contract to close, and then starting the cycle again. So master your conversion rates in that funnel.
Cool. What would you consider and okay, so you guys obviously generate a ton of leads and your conversion rate is going to be significantly better than most people. What would you say right now is approximately how long is a lead taking to convert? Approximately.
The last year it was 13 months, but 47% was from legacy database. If you look at leads that just registered in calendar year 2021, it was shorter than that. But lead generation, online digital lead generation is extremely competitive right now. There's so many suitors for it right now. The auctions are through the roof. And also with nature of the market right now, rising interest rates, historically low inventory, even a very good lead is taking longer. Yeah. And so if you're in this game, you need to be committed to not only watching the data and optimizing, but you have to be committed to the same strategy for the whole time period. Too many people embrace lead generation just like they do brokerages. They hop from spot to spot because 4 months, business didn't just fall into my lap. You need to chart a course and you need to stay that course, for at least 13 months.
Yeah.
Right. Robert brings up a great point. Really, there's now money. You do open houses, you go after expireds, you go after FSBOs, you circle prospect. We have a lot of different ways to get now business, but too many people in our business don't focus on the later business, the nurturing business, because it takes too long. They're not going to get any return on it. So they let that business go. And that's why they say that lead source didn't work. They want it now. We've got some of our top producers. I want it now. I'm like, no, you got to nurture. It's like having a garden. Who would ever say, I put down some seeds yesterday, I watered, there's nothing there. Let's dig that up and forget it. Let's put sod down. No, you got to nurture it and grow it. But meanwhile, you do have food over here in the refrigerator and at the grocery store. But if you're growing that garden, it takes a little time.
Yeah. The reason I asked you guys that, and the reason I actually loved your answer, is because, quite frankly, one of the things that I see every day in the Chime group is people saying, well, this lead source doesn't work. This lead source doesn't work. And it's that, guys, 13 months plus, would you say 47% came from legacy database? I mean,
so that's skewed because, we're heavily in our database right now. We have a very strong ISA team. I mean, we set $970 million worth of appointments last year. And like Bob alluded to earlier, a lot of our competitors have a no-show rate of 40 to 70%.
Yeah.
Ours was less than 5% in every month. We believe in the value of time. If you want to increase productivity, you need to manage that on an hourly basis. Okay. So last year, on average, our agents increased their income by $34,977 or $17.40 per hour. So if an agent invested an hour into their business, they're getting fundamentally $18 additional back. So if we're going to set an appointment for our clients, we want to have a very high degree of confidence that appointment is going to occur.
That is so cool. You guys brought up an ISA model. Our next speaker is actually, she trains ISAs. Her name is Janki Patel. She'll be on here in a second. In fact, I'm surprised she's not on here already. So anyways, I got a ton out of this speaking to you guys. Robert, talking to you, I could talk to you for hours upon hours upon hours about data. And one of these days, we might actually have to do a webinar on that, on things people should be paying attention to in their database and in data, period. Bob, I could talk your ear off about sales all day long. This did not last long enough for me. So thank you guys for being on this with us. Tristan just appeared.
Well, I wanted to go over one more time the event, guys, because I know you're bringing Jocko into Orlando, and that's a big deal because he's a massive name. So I want to make sure everyone takes advantage of that. Can you tell me what's going to happen at that event so at least we know?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jocko is going to speak. That's going to last about an hour. Then there's going to be question and answer engagement with the audience for about a half hour. And then following that, we're really excited. We're actually going to have a mastermind session with Tristan and Bob to popcorn with the audience on how they can apply those principles to your real estate business and life in general. So that's on the 19th. There's also an opportunity to have a meet and greet and book signing with Jocko after that. That's $43, which is fundamentally nothing. And all proceeds are going to Building Homes for Heroes, an incredible cause. So if you're not familiar with Jocko, check out the website. His bio's insane. He wrote Extreme Ownership, top leadership book ever, and he's going to rock the house. So we hope to see everyone there on the 19th.
Only in person, not a virtual event, but you do have Jay Sutton just signed up. Jay, we'll see you there, buddy. And then maybe Jocko can yell at your face and be like, "No, Jay, no," which might be fun. Who knows?
Sounds great.
Robert, thanks for being on. Bob,
My
you
pleasure.
rock. Continue to expand and inspire millions, guys.
Great. Tristan and Brett and the whole audience, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Let's do it.
everybody.